I shouldn't have taken a sip of water. I should have timed that much better. The first clip of this whole thing is just going to be me going, walk. Anyway, hello, Facebook, YouTube, and potentially Twitch. We did have one whole viewer on Twitch last week, so we're doing pretty good job over on that platform. Of course, our mainstay of audience is you lovely people on Facebook and YouTube. So thank you for joining us for another episode of Pulse of the Nation. This is Series 2, Episode 6. I'm your host, Andrew White. There's my name down there in the corner. Oh, there we go. And yeah, we're back in this little childhood bedroom, which I realised, especially with the dressing gown draped over the non-mattressed bunk bed, is perhaps even more unprofessional than I occasionally present. I got the window open. It's been a fairly warm day, but things are about to heat up even more. Oh my goodness, get me a radio show. What a transition. We're about to heat up even more. As soon as I said that, I stumbled my words. Anyway, things are about to heat up as we get into some of the most important debates plaguing our nation at the moment. Good evening, those who have joined us. Good evening, Colin. Thank you again for joining us on Pulse of the Nation. And good evening. You can't hear anything, Ian. Oh, that's bad. I wonder if that's my end. And let me bring Danica in. So my guest today is the wonderful Danica McLeish. Hello, Danica.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. So I don't know what that is, Ian. If anyone else can also not hear anything, let us know. Oi oi, hello Cam. I like that. That's the greeting every time. We always get a little oi oi from Cam. And oi oi to you, Danica. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, you right?
Yeah, I'm good. Not many people ask me back, so I appreciate that. What have you been up to today?
Really?
Yeah.
Today. I went sea swimming.
We went sea swimming. That's very good and topical.
Yeah, and relevant. I know. Good. Yeah. I'm excited.
So,
it was good. It was cold.
Cold, yeah. It's a shame.
It feels like I'm watching it and I keep remembering I have to speak to you.
It's strange because Cam has just said, holy shit, is that the Danica? It is. This is long-time listener of the show. Thank you for joining us. Does this feel quite surreal then to be in the show?
Yeah. I gotta remember I gotta answer and not just sit there and be like, oh.
Is that what you're doing every week? Just
Ooh. Yeah. No, also when I watch you, because we're on FaceTime stuff so much, I also feel like I need to I should be replying, so it's like double confusing. So yeah, I didn't.
No, I kind of got it. So thank you for joining us today, and glad we got Joe. Oh, must be a computer issue. Oh, my TV is fine, so I'll just use this to comment. So Ian can hear us now. Good to hear. Joe can hear us. We're all set to go. So the topics today, we'll just run through them. I realised I was very bad. Normally I post on Facebook every Sunday and I say, here's the upcoming topics. But I forgot to. So just a quick run through. If you don't know what we're discussing today, we are discussing how do you make your tea, the best ice cream flavour, and relevant to Danica's day today, sea or pool swimming. So, I shouldn't have started gulping that water before we started. What do you think about the topics coming up today? Do you think it's going to be a lot of controversy? Where do you see there being the most infighting?
I think the tea one. I like that person's really long comment. The tea one, because people get really angry. There was that whole thing going around about the American making tea, wasn't there? And everyone was disgusted by it. It's just something people get really passionate about. But
yeah,
I drink any tea, so I'm not even that bothered.
You don't drink tea?
I'll drink any tea. Like if people.
Oh, I see. Sorry.
And they get given like weekly tea. I just drink.
Aficionado. Well, I will quickly read this very long comment. It covers our faces. But it's Charlotte, regular viewer, who sadly can't join us tonight. But thank you for checking in. It's very lovely. I really appreciate you commenting. So I will keep referring to this comment as the night goes on. But her thoughts are all there, and we'll come back to them. So we'll pretend as if Charlotte's here commenting live, and we'll still be. It'll be nice, won't it? Did you see me splash myself just then?
No, you were covered up by the comments, so you were lucky.
I do this quite often. I don't know if anyone else has this problem, but I sipped and I clearly I don't know what happened. I put the glass down too quickly and it just went whoop, straight in my face. Have you ever had that?
You've also got a very good skill, haven't you, with water where you can drink lying down.
I didn't think this was that impressive. Can people not drink lying down?
Oh, I will get that all over my face.
I mean, I do have a bunk bed there to demonstrate, but
yeah.
I kind of want to. There's not really a good way to do this.
I think it's very impressive, and I think you should put it on your Tinder profile.
On my Twitter profile that I can drink. Hang on.
Tinder profile.
Oh, Tinder. Oh no, I've deleted Tinder, Danica.
Oh, okay. You're off everything now. You're having your full detox. Your dopamine detox.
Full dopamine detox. Right. So, is this lying down enough?
Yeah, I reckon. I mean, I would get that on my face there. God, that is good.
What a strange start to the show.
Yeah. I don't know whether people are going to be as impressed as I am, but
I'll tell you what.
My favourite thing about you.
That's it, just that.
Yeah.
Can you drink lying down? Question mark. Let's add that as a banner and let's see what people say. That's kind of our starter question today.
I always think I can, but
you just always get it.
I will get Coke all over my face. Thankfully, usually Diet Coke, because if it was real Coke, that would be bloody sticky.
Oh dear. Josh says, "Man drinks water slightly reclined." Now this is content.
What is slightly reclined?
I mean, Connor says he wants 180 degrees.
Yeah, that would be better.
None of this slight recline bullshit. Okay, fine. You know what? Yeah. Joe said that it was the look to camera afterwards that made it cool. But no, yeah. I will lie down 180. Right. I'm going to get quieter because I'm going to be.
Got a great shot there.
Yeah, hang on. So, we could just get a shot of my balls?
Yeah, that's all.
Right. Is everyone happy with this?
Yeah, you are fully back. Wow. How is that not all over your face?
So Josh said, drink it flat or you're not all that. Does that... I'm farther away from the mic, so I'm just yelling to make sure it picks me up. Are you happy with that? Are we satisfied that I can drink lying down? Because my core does not have the strength to sustain this much longer.
Not for long.
Oh, right. There we go. So, that's slightly unusual start to the show, but anything to impress you, Danica, I'll put in the effort for you. Shall we get on with the show? Oh, Connor, let's not get into it. You're sat up and the camera's on its side. I don't want to hear it.
Connor, don't be a prick.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
you're being
100% do it, and it is amazing.
Thank you very much, Danica.
Oh, someone's read about the Bournemouth game, and you know my friend who likes to talk about football to you, she asked if you enjoyed it.
Oh, I did. When you speak to her next.
Yeah.
Well, we've used this show to pass on messages to people to before. It is as much entertainment as it is just a social interaction. So please tell her that I did enjoy the Bournemouth game.
Okay,
and
good.
Thank you, Cam, for asking. There is a risk. Josh has just highlighted that the show has peaked too early with my drinking lying down. That's we just
grand finale.
Yeah, that we should have done that as a grand finale.
You could do it again. You could do it like on your head, like.
I'll tell you what I'll do is I'll go fill up my water and I'll down a pint whilst lying down. There we go. That's going to be the big finale.
Hashtag down whilst down. It's going to be trending.
Oh, pardon me. I'm going to be very burpy tonight as well. I get so conscious of my breathing with this mic, like especially on Zoom calls. I'm like constantly muting myself, and then I'm like holding my breath, and then my breath gets into a weird rhythm. Do you do this on? Yeah.
No, I just noticed after anything's recorded, I'm like, oh god, but I am asthmatic, so.
I suppose people aren't actually reading into that. They probably can't even hear it. I just get really in my head about it.
Just you can pretend to be asthmatic, and then they won't realise that you're terribly unfit.
It's not that I'm unfit. It's just that I hold my breath.
I meant one. That isn't me. I'm not lying. I'm unfit and asthmatic.
Right, let's get into the show then. Our first question today is, how do you make your tea? So we've already had some comments on this. Charlotte said, tea is terrible, but should be milk and tea only. Order tea bag, hot water, wait, milk. Anyone who puts milk in first is mad. Colin also said he doesn't like tea. In a coffee mug with coffee. No tea bag. We had some other comments, but lots of genuinely engaged comments got lost in the conspiracy theories about me being slightly reclined. Francesca says tea is good, and James says iced tea.
Yeah,
now this James is in Canada, I believe, and this is where a lot of the tea controversy from recent times has come from. Not Canada, but North America specifically. I'm very sorry to lump you together, James, America and Canada. But the videos on TikTok of Americans making tea. Do you have any thoughts? What are your thoughts, Danica?
I don't get as angry as other people get. I mean, they are mad. They don't have kettles.
No, they microwave their water.
Yeah. Do they never want boiling water for anything? But how do they make coffee?
I don't know.
But
they have coffee machines, I think.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. I have one of them. But I still need a kettle. So many things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they don't make me that angry. It doesn't look like it would taste very good. So, I mean, I prefer it the traditional British way.
Yeah, it's so much sugar as well. Have you like the videos like you just put in your tea and then your water and then you just put in a bit of sugar and it's like a whole jar worth, a whole skip's worth. We are sponsored by Desktop Skip today for all your desktop rubbish needs. I have in there an isolate stick in my Desktop Skip. An isolate stick in my Desktop Skip.
When I worked in an office, I really wanted an office bin, and I couldn't find one, like a little desk bin, but I couldn't find one anywhere, and that would have been the best.
Oh my goodness! Right, Danica, when I go fill up my water, I will get. I've got a special surprise for you. Right, so to get back to the question, Cam says bag in, water in, wait, milk in, wait, remove bag, optional. Yeah, some people leave the bag in. I never got the point of that. Surely, because you can make a.
Like it's green tea though.
Well, yeah, but that's. I think.
Are we talking about black? Are we talking about English? Are we talking about like builder's tea? Is that what we're doing here?
I think we should talk about builder's tea. As Joe says, iced tea is a whole other thing. It's an interesting dynamic. I'm glad you brought it up, James. But yeah, I think we want to focus on proper tea. James is. So my dad is surprised that Americans don't have kettles, and James has immediately answered the question. We have 110 volt electricity, so boiling water in an electric kettle takes too long.
How long would it take? What's too long?
Too long. Well, how long would you say when you boil a kettle, you've just filled it up? Filled it up all the way. No, not all the way actually, because we're looking after the environment. You've got a half full kettle. How long would you say it would take to boil on average?
My kettle, like 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm,
That sound right? I don't know. It's a bit of a shit kettle.
So I suppose anything too long would be anything above 3-4 minutes.
Yeah. So, James, how long are we talking?
How long are we talking to boil a kettle? My dad says.
Have you got?
Yeah, I'd say again about 2 minutes maximum. Dad says I drink my tea very weak, but still follow the tea bag in, cup first, boiling water, add milk after. So there's been no discrepancy. It's been tea bag, water, milk. All proper tea is theft. Now I assume you mean.
Yeah, Joe's dad used to say that to him a lot. So I don't really know what it means, but
maybe it's I'm going to Google it. All property, a property as in property, not property as in a property developer.
No, it's a joke. I think it's like a.
It's an old joke, barely a joke at all. Why do Marxists only drink tea with? Because it's a mark. Is that that was too good for us, Fran. We're not smart enough for your property theft jokes.
Andy Wells would like it.
Huh?
That's Joe's dad who used to say it.
Right. Well, there we go. Get. Let's hook you up with Joe Wells's with Danica's father-in-law. Now I've googled it. I mean, I was about to say now I've googled it. I get it as if that's some sort of revelation. Well, now I've looked up the answer. I don't actually know the answer.
What?
It's a play on a quote wrongly attributed to Marx. There we go. Thank you, Joe. Now, this is very interesting. This has just come in. I don't know if you can see this. 5 minutes. 5 minutes to boil a kettle in North America. Isn't that mental?
Does it actually boil it in a microwave though? Because that's the problem. It never looks boiled. It always just looks like they get it out when it's just like a little bit warm. And then with the tea bag like properly,
Yeah, dissolved, infused,
steep.
Yeah. So So how good is microwaved water, James? Is it boiling or is it just like warm? Anything that takes...
My friend of her kettle, one of those things that's just like a 1 cup like button.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's awful. I was like, what if you need to make it for multiple people and it takes ages? I don't know why she did that. I think she just wanted a gadget.
I mean, my nan has one, but that's because of pouring the kettle can be. Yeah,
she's got dexterity, so
yeah, there you go. No excuse. Connor says anything that takes longer than 2 minutes to warm up needs a good rub to conduct friction. So if you're taking more than 5 minutes to boil a kettle, you might as well just
rub the water.
Do it in your hands, I guess is the suggestion.
I think that might be an innuendo.
Sorry, there's some children fighting out in the street. I can't make out what the argument's about, but one's just yelled, "It's not fair." So some injustice going on, but I shall remain blind to it, as is my choice. I shall remain willfully ignorant on all matters around the world. That's not true. I'm being quite politically active recently. Jane, thank you. You too. Let's give ourselves a good old pat on the back. Well done us. Well done us. It can superheat in a microwave. You actually have to keep an eye on it. It's a real hazard. So when you say superheat, does that as in like it starts to steam up and vaporize? That's interesting. So you can't just there's not a button. You can't be like boil water. You have to watch the water. This really does sound like a kerfuffle doing microwave water.
Just get a kettle.
Just get a kettle.
I'll wait 5 minutes.
You'd wait 5 minutes rather than risk it in the microwave. There you go. That's some advice some transatlantic advice from you from the land of tea. I say the land of tea. Obviously, that's from the land that stole tea. Some transatlantic advice for you, James. Just get a kettle. My dad's come in with builder's tea. Granddad was a builder and drinks his tea very weak like me, but then he doesn't drink much and literally never swears. So flies in the face of most builders' stereotypes. So there we go. That's what would you imagine a builder's tea? If you say builder's tea, like strong with a cup biscuit,
strong 2 sugars, milk. Isn't that what they want? I mean, I've never offered a biscuit. I mean, my problem is we did have a not builder, but like paint decorator recently, and we only had oat milk. And you look like a real knob, particularly like Joe doing it, being like, "Oh, sorry, we only have oat milk." Or maybe some almond, but no, nothing else. So, yeah.
That's another good question actually. On the milk front, we've all been talking about. I was about to say we've all been talking about semi-skimmed. Have we? What milk are you having in your tea? You having semi-skimmed, full fat?
I presume semi-skimmed.
And are you even having milk? Are you having almond milk, oat milk? I don't mind oat milk. What's your favourite milk alternative in a tea?
Oat milk's the only good one. The rest are really crap.
So because you've gone vegan recently, haven't you?
Oh yes, I'll be talking about that some more.
Oh, fantastic! Because our next question is best ice cream flavor. So we've really picked a great day for a vegan guest. Fran says it's only acceptable to put milk in first if you're pouring tea in after from a kettle. What does that mean?
It's the fancy way to put milk in first, isn't it? Like if you go somewhere nice with properly posh people, they do put the milk in first.
I clearly have never mixed with enough posh people. Interestingly, there was a real controversy on Twitter recently because the Salisbury Novichok drama. So one of the officers actually lives in this village where I am. We had the military, police, and all sorts going on around us. Anyway, he was portrayed in the new BBC drama as putting milk in first, and people were all over Twitter. Obviously, it's a very serious issue, and his life was under threat from Novichok, and everyone was just like, he deserved everything if that's how he makes tea. People were not happy. Joe means for a teapot, of course. So you get a fancy restaurant, you get a mug, you put your milk in, and you pour in your tea from a teapot. Joe, well,
yeah, that makes sense.
That does.
Yeah, Hetty, one of your previous guests, she makes the best tea, and she makes it in a teapot. And whenever I have it at hers, it's the best cup of tea I've ever had. But I tried to do it myself. It's always bad. She's given me so many tips, and I have a teapot. I put cups in. I put the one in for the pot. But no, never good. Never
works. On the kind of teapot making, we'll come back to that. I'll quickly read through some comments. We'll come back to that, and then we'll go on to the next question. So Henry says Joe Wells is looking a lot better this week. Cam says blue is for babies, red is hydration, green is for kings. So I assume blue is full fat, red is skimmed, and green is semi-skimmed. I think that's correct. So that's the breakdown of milk there. Ian says, I've been on skim milk for ages and haven't noticed the difference, even in cereal. Well, that's good. You get a lot healthier, and all the taste, zero sugar. Milk max. Just clarifying, did you mean from a teapot there from Francesca? James has explained superheated water. Superheated water will boil violently after appearing still. It's basically over the boiling point. We do have a boil water button on the microwave. There we go. The more you know. Excellent use of the word drama. Thank you. I said about the Novichok drama. Alex says the milk used to be put in first to protect fine china from cracking when hot water is added.
So much today.
Aren't we good? We're learning all about our transatlantic friends. We're learning about the history of tea. We're learning that Hetty makes a good cup of tea. And you can't emulate it. Dad's from Google. Do American kettles take longer to boil? As the time taken to bring water to boil is essentially proportional to the wattage. Well, thank you, Dad. We knew that. Thank you. We appreciate the Google.
In terms of the milk, when I used to have not be vegan and have the cow juice, I would have skimmed, but full fat tastes the best. Although not in tea. Full fat in coffee, semi-skimmed in tea.
Semi-skimmed in tea, full fat in coffee.
That's right, surely.
Sorry?
That's what everyone does, right?
I think so. And that's the whole point of this show, is that we just say a question and then everyone says, oh, I totally agree with that question. I have nothing to add on the matter. That is the whole point of this show, is that we all agree and have no diverging opinions.
Francesca's made a sound point, and that was, that's what I was trying to do with the skimmed as well, even though it tasted gross. I should have just had the full fat.
Might have to cut down on the accompanying cake. That might be the issue more than the tea, to be honest. But to be honest, who can resist a bit of cake? Ian raises a good question. I leave the bag into brew. Do you leave it into brew or squeeze it? I squeeze it. What do you do?
Yeah, I mean, it tastes significantly better if you leave it to brew, but I'm not going to do that. I'll just, I don't even squeeze it that much. I just sort of try and take it over to the bin, dripping boiling water on my hand, and getting marks everywhere.
So the brewing technique is what you've been trying to emulate with this teapot, is it?
What?
So you've been trying to brew in a teapot the way that Hetty does it, but you've not been achieving that so far.
Oh no, but it's also good if you brew it in a cup, isn't it?
Yes, true. When
When I've been doing it in the teapot, I've been leaving it for ages. You know, when it gets scummy to that point. But yeah.
Well, I just want to throw this into the mix before we move on. This is something my Spanish teacher did. We had exchange students over from Argentina, and of course, what you do to show them the British culture, you make tea and scones. So that's a good debate for future. Actually, scone versus scone. I'll write that down. And jam versus cream. So we're workshopping future episodes. It's great. Anyway, she goes to make a pot of tea for these Argentinians, and she's just like, I can't remember her exact wording. It was something along the lines of, I don't know what they'll prefer, tea or coffee, so just do both. So she got a massive teapot, put in like 5 tablespoons of coffee and like 4 tea bags, and then brewed that for everyone. and just told everyone it was tea. Is that tea? It was calf tea or cough tea or whatever. But
I mean, I used to do that when I was a kid. Like when I was like, oh, I've got a really good idea, and then like with friends later, and be like, this is really, really cool, but
no cough tea. We're taking that off the table. I think so. We're accepting that, although it may be posher and correcter to do milk first and do it teapot, in terms of a daily convenience, number 1, get yourself a kettle. Number 2, live in a country with good wattage, so the kettle doesn't take 5 minutes. Teabagging.
Wattage.
Yeah, I didn't even know they
work like.
Well, I knew they had different wattage, but I never considered that it would affect appliances in that way. So, teabag, hot water from a good wattage kettle, followed by semi-skimmed or skimmed milk. What did you say?
Oat milk.
Oat milk for you. For the rest of the nation, it seems to be semi-skimmed or skimmed. No one's having full fat, which is.
I mean, have you read Colin's comment?
Yes, skim milk is just watered down cow's piss, which I do. I enjoy. I enjoyed that, Colin. So that's the answer to how do you make your tea. Our next question, and I'll give the floor to you straight away, Danica. Best time. Oh, sorry. I was really trying to time it with the burp so that I could give you the floor, mute myself, burp whilst you were speaking, and then carry on very smoothly. Best ice cream flavour, Danica.
Why have you? No, don't do this.
Oh, sorry.
Solid me. I don't want that. Well, the best ice cream I've ever had was when I was in Australia. And they have one called Hokey Pokey, and it's, I don't 100% remember, but I just remember it being amazing. But it had honeycomb in it. So honeycomb ice cream. I also had an ice cream down on Canoe Lake once, which is near where I live, and it was clotted cream ice cream with pieces of gingerbread in it. And that was wonderful. But I am now a vegan. So I can't have any of that cruel ice cream anymore because I'm vegan. So yeah, we get that. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
So I've have to find good flavors. So if anyone has any recommendations of plant ice creams, that would be great. Yeah, is it going to be under me?
Yeah. We have to.
Thank you.
That's all right. So yes, if anyone has any good vegan ice cream recommendations, please do let us know.
I've been a vegan for like 2 weeks, so I need to still be I'm still at like the preachy stage.
But for now, you're liking before that you were liking the honeycomb.
The Hokey Pokey from Australia. In Australia.
Has anyone had this Australian Hokey Pokey ice cream? Let us know.
Apparently, it's like big over that. I don't know. I've not been again since.
So we've got a lot of people coming in already. James says coffee flavored ice cream. Ian says Ben & Jerry's chocolate cherry Garcia is my current fave. What is that? Let's Google that. Chocolate cherry Garcia.
Chocolate cherry.
What's the Garcia stand for?
Oh, they do pun names, don't they?
Oh, Cherry Garcia. I see. Sorry, that's been very slow with the jokes today, aren't I? Mint choc chip is the best standard flavour. Yes, Cam, I'm a big mint choc chip fan myself.
Toothpaste.
You don't think it doesn't taste like toothpaste? What kind of toothpaste are you having?
Oh, I brush my teeth with ice cream.
That must be it.
Right. Yeah.
I have just because my Spanish teacher's now in my mind, I have a toothpaste fact that we'll come back to. Okay. For now, let's burn through some of these comments. Colin says, rum and raisin, happy days.
All of those things are awful.
What, you don't like rum and raisin?
No. Don't like raisins. Rum.
I'm not a massive fan of rum. I do like a good raisin, but rum and raisin I like. Henry says, Mr. Whippy, the only good thing Margaret Thatcher ever did.
That is true. Mr. Whippy is amazing. It is so good. Yeah.
You can't beat a classic Mr. Whippy.
Yeah.
Because other than dying. Thank you, Henry. Did you know that Margaret Thatcher worked on the Mr. Whippy?
No, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. What do you mean worked on it?
So she was a scientist, or worked in science, or was graduating in science, and she worked on the team that was looking to aerate ice cream for whatever reason, and was part of the team that invented Mr. Whippy.
I mean, it's perfectly her, isn't it? Like to save money, to cut costs, which
exactly
the amount of ice cream.
So to add to the theme of learning, and I've got another thing to learn about in a minute.
And that's why she took away the milk.
She needed the milk to develop her Mr. Whippy. This isn't a joke, by the way. Genuinely true. Margaret Thatcher helped develop Mr. Whippy. You can look that up. Cookie dough ice cream, just the dough bits baked into a cookie. Oh, I do like cookie dough ice cream.
Just eat a cookie.
Just eat cookie. Well, my dad also said cookie dough ice cream.
I used to be really into cookie dough ice cream, but I think I had it too much.
I think I am picking out the cookie dough more than the ice cream.
That's true of all like Ben and Jerry's though. Like it becomes the ice cream is the star of the show. Do you know what the best ice cream is? You know when you're at a theatre and they have like intermission, they do those tiny pots. And I don't know whether it's because like there's nothing else on offer, but those are the best ice creams.
The New Forest ice creams.
Yeah. Oh, is that where they're from?
Yeah, the New Forest. That's our main economy is horses and little pots of ice cream for theatres. Yeah,
that you can only get like if you go and see something right in the middle. Oh, it's so good. It might because I'm always really hungry at the theatre.
That's a good point. There you go. Theatre ice creams. That's a nice one to add into the mix. Kira says mint choc chip is too spicy. I'm not sure if spicy is the word.
Yeah, I completely understand what. Yeah,
but you'd agree. Fair enough.
Yeah.
What are people's thoughts on chili in ice cream? Never had it, but seen it on several cookery competition shows. Chili in ice cream. Thoughts, Danica?
Like, because you get chili chocolate, don't you? And it's meant to be nice. I don't really like it, but no. I suppose it's kind of good because if it does burn too much, then you've got the cooling effect of the ice cream.
Yeah.
It might be the best way to eat chili chocolate.
Yeah, there we go. So chili, we're willing to give it a go. I don't think we'd put it in the best ice cream flavour though.
Yeah, like if someone's going to send some, I will eat it.
Yeah, please do. We'll get a PO box set up for Pulse of the Nation. We have a recommendation for vegan ice cream. It's Swedish Glacé, and Magnum also do a vegan chocolate lolly. So there's some options for you.
Yeah, that sounds really good. Yeah. I've had the Swedish Glacé. Isn't that soy? I don't really like that one very much.
You don't like soy?
No, I prefer it to be like coconut based or something.
But you can check out the Magnum, and I think Ben and Jerry's are doing a vegan one as well now. Paul says, has Danica offered to kill anyone this week? Quite the opposite, Paul. She's saving animals.
Yeah, millions and millions of animals. And I was only going to kill Andrew to save him from eating all the animals.
Exactly. For the greater good. Let's have a see what are these comments. Joe says, I like the ice cream we would eat in scoops. So scoops is a kind of sprinkles type waffle pancake and ice cream. I'm about to say restaurant, not really a restaurant, but that would have been nice ice cream because of the good company.
The food was horrible in there.
Oh yeah,
and those waffles were disgusting.
But it was nice to be with other people after a gig.
Yeah, it was back in the good times.
So Margaret Thatcher apparently was the only prime minister with a science degree. There you go.
Interesting.
Yeah, we really are learning a lot today. Cam says blackcurrant sorbet is lit, but not technically ice cream. What are your thoughts? You don't have blackcurrant. What about sorbet?
And everyone's like, "What? Never Ribena?" But no, even as a kid, like, ugh.
It's a bit intense as a flavour. I'm not a massive fan, but is sorbet vegan?
Yes, most of it is, unless they snuck something in. But yeah, most of the time it is. Yeah, I do like sorbet. I wouldn't ever choose to eat it though. I'd rather just not. Like, I'd rather have ice cream. Like,
yeah, me too. Well, when I worked at Shakeaway, that was the vegan option. If you wanted a vegan shake,
Shakeaway.
It was a shake. Really? Yeah.
Oh,
we do sorbet.
I bet they do a vegan one now though.
I kind of. Let me have a look. Shakeaway. I worked there 2 years ago.
Yeah, things have moved forward in the vegan world.
No, I think it is true that it's still dairy. Oh no, we have soya ice cream as well now. I say we as if I'm still affiliated with Shakeaway in any way.
You used to represent them.
I did. I used to be. I was very. I always say I worked at Shakeaway. I'd never say I was a Shakeette, which was my official title. That was the term. I was a Shakeette. Yeah.
Amazing. I always like what was it? What do they call it if they advertise for jobs at Subway and they call it a sandwich artist?
Oh yes, very
I like that a lot. Shakeette.
Jack is too busy to watch this week, but he gave you / the screen a kiss, Andrew. Well, thank you, Jack. Thank you for that. Pass the kiss back on to him for me, Cam. Ian says, I used to want to be an ice cream man until I imagined chocolate ice cream coming out of the whipping machine like a turd. So that's ruined his career ambitions.
That is basically what happens in Two Girls, One Cup, isn't
it? That was not great. Once gave my friend a piece of chili chocolate and he coughed so hard he broke a rib. True story. Wow. So be careful with this chili ice cream. You might break someone's rib. My favourite ice cream flavour is enjoyed with friends. Isn't that wholesome? Thank you. And Dad said,
I don't even know. I should know that, shouldn't I? He's my very own husband.
You should know that, yes. Would you like to put forward an idea?
He likes that brownie, the Ben and Jerry's brownie one a lot. Oh, banana, chunky monkey.
Banana chunky monkey. Is that your favourite ice cream, Joe?
Because then if he has it, I won't eat it. He just likes to like things that I don't. So
this is like a live Mr. and Mrs. You get a little bang for your buck in this show. We're giving you facts. We're giving you debates. We're giving you Mr. and Mrs. You're sorted if sorbet is vegan. Lemon sorbet is the best. Do you like a lemon sorbet?
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, ice cream is always my first choice. You know, like when you get a dessert and they're like, what do you want? Like, you know, a cheesecake. Do you want cream or custard or ice cream? I'd always pick the other two. Although I imagine they have less vegan options now. But ice cream is the worst one. I don't really like it, really. My friend used to every time she ate ice cream, it gives her a bad cough. And I've heard that happens to quite a few people.
Because of the cold? Gives you a cough. That's interesting.
Does anyone get that?
Does anyone else get a cough from eating cold ice cream? And this might be the end of the marriage. Fish food. You were wrong, Danica. Joe Wells' favourite ice cream is fish food. Oh, we're getting a call. Let's take this. Hello, who's this?
Hello.
Hello, who's this?
Hi, well, I'll tell you who I am in a second, but first I need to give you some context to my call, sir.
Okay, sir, yeah, please do give us that context.
Basically, you've been mentioning my name on your show this evening, and I'm here to right a few wrongs about me and my past and my future, hopefully. So my name is, I am Mr. Whippy.
You are the Mr. Whippy?
The very same. That's me.
Wow. Well, thank you so much for calling, especially for this debate, which is so fitting.
Well, exactly. That's why someone just sent me a little text, dropped me a line and said, they're talking about you again. And again, I was informed by my friend, and, it's just more misinformation. about me, my career, and what I've done for the world.
Yeah.
So I saw there was a comment from someone. I think it was Henry. He made a comment about Margaret Thatcher being the developer, and I just like to rectify that. That is a common misconception. That is, as my good friend Donald Trump would say, that's fake news. He is a good friend of mine.
Are you supporting him in the 2020 presidential?
Hey, listen, I can't comment on that. That would be career suicide for me. But I can say I'm not supporting Kanye West. If you catch my drift. I get
you. So, what would you like to say? Who did invent Mr. Whippy then? Was it you?
Well, it's me. It's my idea. It was named after. How many the inventions that are named after the inventors? I could name many. The Ford car was named after Henry Ford, famously.
I thought it was named after George Carr. That is embarrassing of me. Sorry.
Yeah, that's more common misconceptions. I think they really need to ramp up the education in this country.
They really do. I just want to quickly highlight a comment from Mark. It says, for a second I thought it was going to be Maggie. Let me tell you, Dad, I had written on the phone Margaret Thatcher, and then as soon as he said future, I backed it up. Sorry.
Well, she's dead. She's long gone. Thankfully, she's dead. So, we sorted that back in 2013.
Well, that was you, Mr. Whippy.
Well, I can't. I can neither claim nor the opposite of claim the death, the untimely death, some would say, of Margaret Thatcher. She was doing so well, wasn't she? She was such a strong woman, and then one day she's gone. That was a strange coincidence, that wasn't it?
Yeah, what a coincidence.
This phone call is more of a threat than anything.
Is there anything you want to say to Mr. Whippy, Danica?
Did you can't clean those Mr. Whippy machines and they are ripe with E. coli? Is that how you killed Thatcher?
What was that question? Sorry, I didn't quite hear it.
So it's very hard to clean the Mr. Whippy machines and they're ripe with E. coli. And is that how you killed Margaret Thatcher?
No, she never ate the stuff. This was it. This is how she was against it in the boardrooms. We brought her in for some advice. She said, no, people never eat soft serve. It's all about hard serve. We need to be hard on people. She loved being harsh on people,
Mm-hmm. Well,
she's a very cold woman.
We've just had a comment.
She's even colder now that she's dead.
Yes, we just had a comment that said, I think Mr. Whippy was named after what Thatcher used to do to him in private. So she was a very harsh woman, yes.
Yeah, and that the sex was, it did suffer after the incident. She stole my invention from me. She stole many things from me against my consent. Not that one. No, not that. Not. Oh God, no! What have I done? I've gone too far.
You have gone too far. Would you like to hang up, Mr. Whippy?
Oh, I've got to go. I've really got to go. Okay. I didn't mean that. I didn't mean that.
No, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Thank you, Mr. Whippy.
Oh God.
Okay, bye-bye.
Oh no.
Oh dear.
Bye, Henry. Nice to meet
you. Joe says Mr. Whippy is actually the name of the creator. The ice cream is called Whips Freezing Fluff. So that was Henry there. I mean, that was Mr. Whippy there, who maybe gave away a bit too much, but that's all good. Gives us. Oh, I'll give you my toothpaste fact, and then we'll move on to the next question.
Yeah.
So my toothpaste fact, because you said the mint chocolate chip tastes like toothpaste,
yeah,
and Kira early in the comments via Josh said that it was too spicy. So vaguely related to that, here's my toothpaste fact. In Spain, Colgate doesn't sell very well because colgar is the verb to hang, and if you add te on the end, that is an imperative for you. So like if you could eat te, it'd be like you eat yourself, but colgate, which is how it reads, means hang yourself. So Colgate doesn't sell very well in Spain. In fact, I think they had to rebrand it because Colgate just means hang yourself.
Wow. I mean, that would make you want to buy it.
Well, you'd buy a toothpaste called Hang Yourself.
Yeah, and you could give it as a gift. You'd be like, oh, I bought you some toothpaste and you look nice, but actually you're being like, I hate you, you're a prick, hang yourself. So that'd be good.
You say it as if it's going to be subtle. It literally will just say hang yourself on it.
Yeah, you could do it if you spoke Spanish and they didn't.
Yes, that's what we did.
Spanish people could buy it and give it to like other language speaking people that they don't like. It's a niche audience, I understand.
It is a niche audience, but now at least 17 people also know that fact, so they can go to I don't know what message we're promoting here on the show, but there you go. If you give someone a gift, it's already clear you hate them. That is a very good point.
It's very important, Joshua.
But I wouldn't want a bloody Oral-B in the stockings. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, okay. So you didn't like your birthday present?
No, fuck. No, I loved it. I really loved it, Danica. I like you got me the jumbo tube. I'm
I do know I'm like getting old now because I did for my parents last year. I asked for an electric toothbrush.
Oh,
it's not a fun thing to receive at Christmas, is it? But it's been
cool.
good.
No, but it's practical. It's practical.
Yeah.
You quite often when we're FaceTiming and I'll be brushing my teeth and you'll be like, you should get an electric toothbrush.
Yeah. I'm evangelical about. I'm evangelical about them, and so is Sanj. He's a big fan of the electric toothbrush.
That's a very broad question, Sanj. What is this? Are you asking about the Mr. Whippy stuff? Are you saying what's your favorite flavor of ice cream? I've said mint chocolate chip. Quite a few people in the comments have said that. A lot of people have said cookie dough, understandably. Or are you talking about tea? Are you getting angry about the tea? I don't know if you're watching on a delay.
I feel like you're very biased about this, Andrew. You keep bringing up the mint chocolate chip and the chocolate chip, and I think you're going to decide that wins no matter what, aren't you? I think that was happening all along.
Yeah. So I won't let it win because it's only been me and Cam that said that we really liked it, and Kira said it was really spicy. So I think from the comments, cookie dough would win. And are you happy to award it to cookie dough, Danica?
Can it be a cruelty-free vegan version of cookie dough?
Of course it can. Of course it can. Don't forget, Danica is a vegan. So a vegan cookie dough ice cream is the best ice cream. That's
what being vegan is the point. Because if I start sneak into cheese, then anyone can be like, do you remember when you were a prick on that Andrew's Post Nation thing about being a vegan? And I'll have to go. It'll keep me on the straight and narrow.
So you're just deterring yourself in future from animal products. Fair enough. Henry says, can't believe Joe Wells exposed me in the comments during the call. Don't you remember the first rule of show business, Joe? So there's a bit of a feud going on in the comments.
What is the first rule of show business?
The first rule of show business. That is a good question. What is the first rule of show business? Please let us know.
Good question.
Joe said, I didn't expose you. I'm on first name terms with Mr. Henry Whippy. Sorry, it's actually happening right now. Right now. Yeah. Well, so right now what's happening is there's some kids out in the cul-de-sac fighting. Me and Danica had just awarded best ice cream to vegan cookie dough. And we're moving on to the next question, which is sea or pool swimming. So Sanj, let us know your thoughts. But for now, the floor goes to Danica.
I think sea swimming is the better one. Because a pool is just like pretending to be a sea. It's like a man-made sea.
But then it's not salty. It's not. You can die in it, but you can't It's not so. You know what I mean? The sea is so.
You never die in a pool.
I almost drowned when I was 3 or 4 in a Spanish swimming pool. My dad had to jump in fully clothed to save me. And even despite
that's nice that you did that.
It is nice that he saved his son. Yes, thank you, Dad. Yeah, that was very kind of you to not let me die.
Well, it would have been a lesson, wouldn't it?
I don't know. I was very little. Charlotte said pool. Sea is fun to splash about, but that's it. So you don't want to that's not swimming, but you know what I mean.
I think best sea is variable, obviously. When I did sea swimming today, it was freezing cold on a stony beach and it was a bit gross. But if you go somewhere really warm with clear sea and you've got all the sand and it's beautiful. Whereas a pool is a pool is a pool.
Well, you can have a pool that's made to look like a beach.
That's not a real beach, though.
No, but
a real thing.
I still think you can have cool pools with slides, and they can have a shallow end and an adult end, and
With the children, I think pools are better. Control it a bit more.
I said, are you calling me and Charlotte immature for picking a pool?
No.
That's what it sounds like. James says, no sharks in a pool. Sanj says, I can't handle this, any of this. Sorry about that, Sanj. Happy birthday, by the way. Please pass that on to your son. I won't name him.
Happy birthday, Carla.
I literally just said I'm not going to name him on air, but happy birthday to him. No, the number one rule of show business, Henry says, is don't expose your fellow performers when phoning into the nation's hottest weekly phone-in show. That's the number one rule of show business. Is it just me, or does anyone else miss Charlotte? No, I miss Charlotte as well, Cam. But I'm glad we had a comment from earlier to refer back to. Ian says, I don't swim, despite being a Pisces. Does that mean you can't swim, or you just don't like to swim? And my dad says, you should have seen the crap I got from Mom when she got back. Not for saving you, of course, but for letting you fall in the pool.
Yeah, why was he letting you near the pool edge in the first place without any armbands on?
The story goes, I was walking along the pool edge, like kind of tightrope walking to impress some hot bikini ladies that were at the poolside. This is genuinely true. And I was like, oh, look at me, ladies. And they thought I was adorable because, they're like teenage girls, and I was like 4. And then I fell in, and my dad, who was on the other side of the pool, had to run and jump in fully clothed. And it was back in the early 2000s. So like a holiday resort was quite, you'd make friends with the other holiday. I wouldn't imagine doing that now, going and making friends with the other holiday resorters. But we kind of formed like a mini community at the time. And apparently my mum, who was out for the day shopping or whatever, that was probably true, but I wasn't just being very reductive and sexist there. Was apparently coming. Stuff that women do. I don't know, bleeding or something. I don't know. What do they do? Anyway, that is my own mother. I should stop talking. Anyway, she was coming back through the resort, and all the resort people were like, "Oh, how's your little boy? Is your little boy okay?" And she didn't know that I'd fallen in. And So we.
That's very sad. Why did the bikini ladies not save you? You obviously hadn't impressed them enough.
Yeah, I hadn't. They're like, oh yeah, he's cute, but not worth saving. Dad says, and me and Robert jumped in the wave pool in France to save you again. So that's embarrassing. I was like 11, and there was a wave pool.
Is good though,
and I was perfectly fine.
Yeah,
a wave pool is fun. So would you put that as a mark for swimming pools? Coming back to the debate, can't have a wave.
Genuine waves in the sea.
As I said it, I realised. As I said it. Don't get a wave pool in the sea. No, you get waves, dickhead. So I was like 11, and I was in the wave pool, and apparently it looked like I was struggling, but I was just being a bit cack-handed with the strokes. Anyway, the sea is very dangerous. Riptide, sharks, shrimps, killer squids, the Gulf Stream, salt exposure. I don't know why shrimps is
salt exposure. What's that?
What, shrimps?
No, salt exposure.
They're like small prawns. Oh,
okay.
What is salt exposure a thing? I'm going to Google this. I feel like salt exposure it increases the ability of Listeria monocytogenes to invade Keiko-2 cells, but decreases its ability to survive gastric stress. That's what Google says.
Interesting. See, I like the variety you get with the beach, and the only downside is unless you can't, there's no changing rooms. But I've been thinking I want to bring back, the old shacks from Victorian times. That push into the sea, and then you'd have like a ladies' one where you could get changed into your long blue, which I also want to bring back, is those full suits of swimwear, and and then you can go to the sea again, and that would be nice, and then it would be perfect, because that's the only downside.
So you'd like a hark back to Victorian sea swimming, which would come with less pollution as well. Yeah,
nice and clear. I mean, the seas are very clear at the moment because we've all not been doing things to it. So it is nice.
Yeah, we should be kinder to the planet. It's a nice lesson. I hope that's a lesson we carry forward after lockdown. Josh, whilst making a case for not rescuing me, says I would assume Andrew would float. Which is,
you look floaty.
I am a floater. I do.
Yeah.
I do float in water, but that's no reason not to save me from drowning.
It's funny if we go swimming and like if I just let myself like my arse because it's all fat just like will rise to the top. So I don't know if I could drown, but it would just be my face down, but I'd be halfway out. You'd see me there. Yeah, come and get me arse first.
That's not going to be a very
It's not an elegant way to go.
No, it's not. I was going to say it's not a dignified course.
Yeah.
James says, "Get back to Devon, Josh." I assume that's highlighted at this Josh here. Get back to Devon. Henry and Joe are having a fight. Joe says, this proves what we've always known. Andrew is a witch because I didn't drown. Harking back to the witch trials. Joe says, "Andrew, please explain what shrimps are in more detail." What is a shrimp? Perhaps. I won't because I don't want to be. Is it a big prawn? Thank you, Joe. Really, really harking on at me about that the shrimp thing.
He's a real bully. I'm sorry.
You know what? I learned this week that Joe used your account to comment abuse about me and my body, and did it under your name.
I know. I think that is fraud. I mean, I'm in talks with the police.
Good.
And
good.
It's outrageous. Like, I would never talk about your body. On air.
No, I wonder what she's referring to. Thinking about my testicles. Henry says, Joe Wells, I challenge you. So it really is an anti-Joe Wells sentiment in the comments today. James says, I'm a floater. Now that's a fun
quote. Be anti-Joe Wells. Yeah.
Henry also says, coming across very privileged, not knowing what salt exposure is. Classic 1%er behaviour.
What?
We are in the 1%. Because
if you're poor, then you get salt exposure.
I genuinely don't know what it is.
What that means.
The impact of high salt exposure on Do you mean having like salty foods, Henry? He then goes on to say Joe Wells is bad because he interrupted our evening last night with phone calls. That is true. I was hanging out with Henry in a friend's garden, and Joe Wells was calling me. I was trying to have a good night, and Joe Wells was calling me.
To be fair, as much as I obviously hate Joe Wells,
we all hate Joe Wells.
To you for like a minute and then said, "Oh, I'll let you go if you're busy." So
no, I know. That was being mean. We're just really kind of jumping on this this new slogan for the show. That's what we're.
I like that.
This is the new. So I'm a floater. Fuck Joe Wells. That's the new. Yeah. That's how we're going to end the show. Oh no, I did say I was going to end the show with drinking water the whole pint, wasn't I?
Oh, yeah.
What can you kind of cover whilst I go fill up a pint?
Yeah.
Okay, you just talk to the people. I'm back. What have you been saying to the people?
Oh, nothing. I just looked at them. I was hoping I'd be able to read something good, but
did you just stare at us?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, what a wonderful end to the show. Thank you for joining me, Annika. A lot of people said Pool. As much as I know you're a sea lover, and maybe the Victorian sea swimming would win it for me, but I think I'm going to go for Pool. Personally. Let's find out while he's gone. Please don't leave. We've actually had increased viewers since you've just been staring at them. We have 7 viewers on Joke Pit, 3 on my Facebook, 10 on my YouTube, and 1 on Twitch. We have 1 Twitch viewer, which is nice. Great work from Josh there. They are being shellfish.
Oh no, anyway, I didn't get it.
I don't know what the setup was. I think that's the problem. So here it is to close out series 2, episode 6 of Pulse of the Nation. Any last comments whilst I'm doing this, Danica?
Oh, you're wrong on all counts. I've not agreed with you on all of this, and I'm upset my vegan opinion hasn't been taken into account. If you do that. Thank you for having me, though.
That's all right. Thank you for doing it. Now, I think it's going to be a bad idea, but I did promise it.
Target. Oh, I really want you to get it on yourself now. That would be a funnier ending. You know, you should do what's funny, Andrew.
It would be easier as well, because I never realised I only take small sips lying down before. So this really is quite a challenge. I mean, I would just whack it in my face, but there is electrics down here. This is entertainment. We got some comments. What comments have we got coming in?
Oh,
don't laugh.
Through. David Blaine has nothing on this.
I like that.
Pretty much dynamo, this guy. Man waterboards himself.
I like all of these comments. Out here just reading punchlines, not setups.
I want Andrew to pop the water up like a fountain. I want that too. Yeah, you could waterboard yourself. Is that like a fetish thing?
I don't know. Oh. It's pathetic. I think I'm going to have to end the show. Oh. No, everyone will yell at me if I don't finish the pint, won't they? Oh.
Yeah, they will. They really will. They'll think you're worse than Joe Wells.
Oh, no, that's really bad. You know, because my head doesn't have any support either. The blood's really rushing to my head.
Ask your dad to just come and cradle your head. Mark, come on.
Dad, if you're watching, come cradle my head. He's drinking water like a fucking prawn. Don't drown after all my efforts to save you in the past.
Oh, yeah.
Dear.
That was sexy.
Oh, I did not enjoy that experience at all.
I love getting you to do things.
I just heard my dad coming up the stairs. He's coming to cradle my head now.
I kind of just want to see that because it'd be beautiful.
I finished my glass.
I was watching on some sort of lag.
Yeah, there is a slight delay. Here's Mark here to say goodbye. There's hooray. Clap emojis. He did not swallow it laying down. He sat up first. That is not true. I swallowed it laying down, Josh. Other than that, join us next week. I have some news. We have 2 more shows. At the end of July, that will be the end of Series 2 of Pulse of the Nation. We may return for a 3rd series. I'm thinking more we'll probably just dip in and out with some specials. Like we'll do a Christmas special in December. I'll probably do some more before that. But Series 2 ends on the 27th of July. So we've only got 2 more shows. This is the 3rd from the last with my wonderful guest, Danica. Thank you, Danica. Anything you'd like to plug?
I mean, I don't do anything. You can go to my Instagram. I'm a beauty therapist. Come see me if you live near Portsmouth.
Yeah, so if you want some beauty therapy, go check out Danica Beauty Specialist.
And where I post pictures of just all of this. Danica.Jill.
There you go. 2 Instagrams you can go follow. Anything you want to plug, Dad?
No, I was just commenting earlier, not to drown after all my attempts to save you in the past, apart from the hack.
So my dad there plugging not drowning. We do recommend that here at Pulse of the Nation. Try not to drown. Other than that, we'll see you next week, 7 o'clock for next week's Pulse of the Nation. Bye-bye.